Yo, what's up, guys? A couple of you here right now. I'm just setting stuff up right now. Then we'll be moving. Look, just want to update my title really quick. Yo, what's up, guys? A couple of you here right now. I'm just setting stuff up right now. Um, to give people a couple minutes to trickle in. I'm just putting announcements up right now that we're live. I'm going to be going over both prediction market arbitrage related stuff and just the Lakers and OKC game with some of the stuff that I haven't touched on, like the Monster GBT and projections and picks. Because I haven't really gone over those on stream before, I don't think. I'm just going to give a minute or two of people to trickle in to see how many people we got live on IG. All right. All right. Okay. So obviously, the first thing I want to do is go over just our arbitrage tool, and after I've gone over the arbitrage tool, um, I'll go over just some of the projections and whatnot for the Lakers and Thunder game. So stick around if you want to see some value from that game. These your tickets. I did. I think I did respond to you. I'm waiting for you to respond to me. Um, but yeah, anyways, so prediction market arbitrage is basically the easiest way to make money on these prediction markets. And the reason is because you trade both sides, and no matter what, one side has to resolve fully. So we can see like with this top one right here, and click there, we can see that there's only 12 cents in profit on this one. So this isn't technically like super arbitrable. Um, but as you can see here, like the price is 82 cents on Play Market. So we could go to Play Market right there, and we can see that 82 cents. So there is 35 contracts right there, so actually might be a little bit more than the 12 cents available there. And then Kalshi has this priced at no. So we can go to the Kalshi side. What was this again? No change. There is no change. Can't be. Oh yeah, it's maintains rate. Okay, so we take no on that one. So that right there is adds up to 90 cents. To 16, 10. Okay, so I mean, you can basically buy a blend of these, 35 contracts pretty much. Let me calculate this really quick. 35 contracts. You can still get $3 ROI on just like how much? 28, 70, 245. So it'll be a little less actually, but you can go ahead and let's put 35 right there, $3.71. And then we can put in 35 right there, $20.70, and we get a pretty good value on that arb specifically. Reading comments. So that's this first arb right there. And there's obviously 153 of these available every single day. I can just scroll through right here. You can see that there's a ton of liquidity on a handful of these. And you can see right here, 7% ROI, $7.35 net P&L. You can get no on Play Market, 52 cents. You can get yes for 38 cents on Kalshi, and so on. And you can do the same thing for sports books as well. So if that to load, is not just limited to prediction markets only. Yeah, like right here, obviously the arbs are a little smaller because sports are typically a little more efficient, and a lot of stuff is live. Right now, it's not the big games, but I mean, like right here, the minus 166 plus 180, you can split those, make dollar profit. Obviously, not the most appealing, but there are 5-10% arbs that appeal like overnight and right before games start throughout the day, pretty typically. Um, And so I guess like right now, so I've kind of covered the arbs, and I've done those the last couple of times. I'm gonna start walking you guys through just like kind of how I like to do picks every day. So for me personally, my favorite. So obviously we have like the AI pick section. This comes from like our LLM and whatnot. Like I mean, you can see like a lot of the analysis right here. Obviously, WNBA just started, so it's not super applicable right now at this very instant. Like this is based off a lot of last year's data, but you can see like a lot of the insights that go into how our models make their picks. It's a blend of our AI making the decisions and also the what's it called the machine learning models that we have underneath. So we basically combine both models that we've built in house, and we've combined that with the LM aspect, so you can see why the model likes the pick. Um, you can filter by sport. Obviously, not a ton for the Lakers game, which makes sense. NHL, MLB, obviously, there's only a couple games left. That's not a ton to pick from right there. And the next, like where I like to find my picks for the most part is from the projections tab. And the reason why I like this is because this shows us both projections combined with like the actual like line differences to the books. So even if like the AI doesn't like a specific pick inside the AI picks, they can still basically see everything in one spot regardless. Um, it's right here for home runs. Like the top two are Brandon Lau and Brian Reynolds. It just tells you like which books take those on. So obviously you have the same lines on a lot of books, but obviously some are way better than others. Like right here, the MGM has them at plus 1050, and it is as low as plus 700 on ESPN Bet. Obviously, if you had access to both books, you would not want to take it on ESPN Bet. You would want to take it on BetMGM because you get way more value on that payout right there. And I flip over to pictures, see some of the same for the most part. Sprax and Ashcraft. I'm not sure why the Giants picture is not there. But right here for this one, you can see that it's a minus 120 on Circa. It's as bad as minus 150 on DraftKings. And let me flip over to the WNBA just see if there's anything that looks good. There's not really any 3-pointers right now, which is weird across the books. A lot of games have started. I have a filter for that coming pretty soon. Let me flip to over under. Um, actually, yeah, there's only 2 good point lines for overs. There's a handful of good ones for unders. These are in that Portland game. Portland's one of the new franchises, so it makes a little bit of sense that those lines are a little weaker. The other way that I like to make my picks is by using our prop optimizer tool. I'm gonna flip over to underdogs. Underdogs is the primary book that I use, and like what I like to do is I like to build my parlays basically off of this. And the way this works is it compares the book lines on the DFS books to all of these other books. Like we can see right here, it's 24.5 on underdog, and it's 23.5 across the entire board. So you won't want to take and you won't want to take the over on this book If you want the over, you would take it one of the other platforms. But if you're taking the under, then you definitely want to take it on underdog instead. It's a a point higher, and the fair value of this is 55.48%. And these are all the slips that will work on right here. It basically work on every single variant of underdog slip. So I would take AJ Mitchell, and then like the best pair here would be Courtney Williams. Obviously, one book line across right here, but FanDuel is pretty much like what I would consider the sharpest for player props. It's minus 136 right now on FanDuel, and DVig you get 53.79% probability. And so like an easy two-man you can make right now is just AJ Mitchell under 24.5 PRA and Courtney Williams under 10.5 rebounds plus assists, because you can see right here, this is good for a two-man. It beats the two-man implied probability on a two-man for underdog. You have to win 53.4% of the time on each leg to be break even. This 53.79%. This one right here, 55.48%. That's a lot better. Maybe refresh and see if those are still there. Give a sec. I mean, they're both still there. Oh, and this Market Smart one appeared. So you could actually take Smart with Williams or Smart with Mitchell. But you couldn't do a three-man because Marcus Smart's implied probability isn't break even to a three-man. Only Courtney Williams and AJ Mitchell are. And one of my favorite things to do with this is I like to devig to FanDuel and Novig. We have settings to do that. The reason I do that is because FanDuel and Novig are the sharpest books out there for player props, in my opinion, in the US. Pinnacle is pretty good, but they don't have as good of a selection. So we can devig this to FanDuel and Novig only. It only takes those weights into account when it does the what's called the math behind these. And Marcus Smart's actually jumps all the way up because minus 148. That's nearly 60% from underdog. So we take this under 7.5 rebounds plus assists. You can pair it with whatever here. I personally would pair it with Courtney Williams just because probably correlate with this, which might affect the payout a bit. So unless you have a boost, it's probably not the best to pair those. And normally when there's like a bigger slate, there's obviously gonna be way more available right here. And that's kind of how I use the prop optimizer. And the other tool that's really cool is Whale Watch. I can Naples. There's another really cool tool that we have here is Whale Watch. And I was waiting for this to load in. Basically what this does is it cross-references the liquidity on the exchanges with basically the other lines here to find the best value for some of these plays. Like the way this works is we have Connor Griffin minus 135 on BetMGM right here, right? And so right here, we can see that these ones are labeled as sharper. The reason why they're labeled as sharper is because plus 140 available, or plus 142, or plus 155 means that somebody wants the opposite of that bet. That means somebody is trying to get his over 0.5 hits for minus 155, or minus 142, or minus 140. Obviously, this one right here, I wouldn't take personally just because most of the liquidity is on the dumber side. But that's like kind of how you evaluate these plays when you're looking for the stuff through our sharp money scanner. And we can come back over to MossGPT. The way that like this would work, if you're trying to evaluate bets for like the Lakers game, you can tell it to analyze the Lakers under game to find the best prop bets. You hit enter. You just give it probably like 10 to 20 seconds for it to basically do all the research for you. It saves a lot of time if you're someone who doesn't have like a lot of time to like sift through projections and picks and whatnot. Yeah, see right here. Okay, so found Rui as the top bet here. Normally would have a little bit more context, not sure why. Yeah, I mean like that's kind of a walkthrough of like basically everything. I think I walked through the AI picks, I walked through the projections, I walked through kind of our prop tools. But I guess like a little free bet for you guys is okay. So this as practice. there's like a little free bet right here. Let's take Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart under 7.5 rebounds plus assists. I'm putting that in right now. And the Courtney Williams one. Go ahead and take that. Oh, that game started actually. Never mind. Shoot. Okay, that one's not available anymore. It's a little bit stale then. Um. Okay, yeah. I guess if you're here at the beginning of the stream, you'll be able to get that in. It's all good. But yeah, I mean, like that's kind of just the walkthrough of the platform. I am actually going to be trying to go live a lot more on here, so I can kind of walk you guys through basically the entirety, like every day, and kind of just place bets pretty much. Because you can get a lot of value out of some of these tools, like the Moss GBT, and the projections, and the Prop Optimizer. You're doing that every day as well as with the ARBs. If you want access to Monster, go ahead and use code Monster